Embracing practical transformations. So, this new moon in Virgo on September 14th, 2023, is going to give you this opportunity to bring this practical and transformative energy your way. Virgo is an earth sign. It is ruled by the planet Mercury. It emphasizes attention to detail, it's organization, it's about improvement. This is going to be a time for you to have these new projects, new jobs, new schedules, and new routines. This new moon is inviting you to reevaluate your routines, your habits, your goals. It's offering you an opportunity for refinement and positive changes. You might want to focus on things that you can quickly finish or that have been stalled for a while. Now, the very next day on September 15th, the planet of Mercury is going to be stationing direct. This shift is going to mark an end to this retrograde phase, signaling a time for clearer communication, reduced misunderstandings, and increased decision making. As Mercury gradually gains its forward momentum, the energy surrounding this new moon is going to further support your efforts to plan, strategize, set these intentions for the future. This is going to be a time where you can start to get back on track and get to the work that you need to finish to get organized again. Now, this might take a little bit of time to adjust so you can feel like normal again with your work ethic, but things will slowly pick up as Mercury stations direct and moves in its forward momentum. Hi, I'm your astrologer, Patricia Tate, and this is your Virgo new moon forecast for September 14th, 2023. Aries and Aries rising. This new moon is occurring in your 6th house. Now, the 6th house is the house of daily habits. It's your mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being. Mercury is very comfortable here. This is ruled by the planet of Mercury and Gemini. So the 6th house is about your diet. It's about taking time out for yourself, making sure that you're putting your needs before others. It's also the house where we are of service to others and we find mentors. Now, I want to show you that Neptune is going to be opposing. Neptune in the 12th house this can make things a little bit blurry. I want to start these things and I want to be of service to other people, but how do I make this happen? There's also this beautiful trine to your 2nd house, which has Jupiter and Uranus here. Jupiter is the planet it's the great benefic. Jupiter is going to offer you that whatever you get started on or whatever you get back on track with, this could be getting back on track with a health regimen. This could mean going back to the doctor for the physicals. This is about you getting back on track with what is best for your mental health, getting into a counselor, getting back in touch with your mentor or your guide, getting back in touch with balancing your work and your home. Now, the sun rules Leo, your 5th house, and the moon rules Cancer, your 4th house. So we have all of this energy stored up with things that you need to start for new. The sun in your 6th house ruling your 5th house is what brings you pleasure, what brings you joy. The focus should be on things for yourself. This could mean sports, or this could mean art or music. It's about picking things for yourself to make sure that you're focusing in on those as you set these new moon intentions, that you're setting enough time for things that bring you pleasure. Now, the moon rules your 4th house of home. Are you setting enough time for pleasures that you are at home and not always at work? The trine to your 2nd house is about your cash, your personal property. The 2nd house is your self-esteem. By setting boundaries in this house and setting some new intentions, it's about you saying, I need to focus on my routines, my healthy habits. After Mercury's retrograde, you're going to find it easier to express your ideas and your plans more effectively, to set aside time for yourself that you are working on creative projects, whether it be art or music or getting out there, and these are sports or any kind of these activities, yoga, anything where you are taking time out for yourself and focusing in on getting more time for yourself at home. Remember that Neptune here is going to make things a little bit blurry, but Neptune in your 12th house is really saying you need time not only for your giving of to others, but you need to set aside time for yourself alone in private to like center yourself as you move forward. So these new moon intentions that you put out there, make sure that you are setting aside time for alone time and for healthy habits, either getting back in touch and getting all your physicals and everything else done and getting back into a workout routine, or getting into something that will, getting back in touch with where you give of your time, where you donate, and making sure that you're balancing your home and your work life at this time. So Aries, I would love to hear about your thoughts in the comments below. All right, Taurus Sun and Taurus Rising. This lunation is occurring in your 5th house. Now, the 5th house for you is the house where you have creative self-expression. It's art and music, it's sports, it's gambling, it's sex, it's children, it's being childlike. It's the house where you find personal joy. Now, with the sun being here, the sun rules your 4th house of home and the moon rules your 3rd house. Now, the house of home, Venus is here. I want to bring her in because she's your chart ruler. You are Taurus rising and Venus is like the ruler of, she is now moving direct through your 4th house of home of, I need to be focused on some things that have to be being creative at home, remodeling my home, doing all those things that bring you joy. This new moon also has to do with your 3rd house. The moon being represented by your 3rd house is the way that you communicate. This is with the people that are close to home. This is through writing, through journaling. This is your neighbors. These are things that are a relationship with your siblings. This is everything that has to do within close proximity, and it could also mean with traveling. Now, I want to bring up that Neptune is in opposition here. Neptune is the planet of illusions and dreams, and it's opposing, and it's you saying, I have to do this. I have to follow my dreams. I have to focus on what I want to do and not let that line be blurred by fear. Because Neptune is in your 11th house, this is the opportunity for you to connect with people that are in your, or to find a group of people that will support you on what you want to do, what you want to create. So if you want to join a sewing group or a musical group, or you want to go and do things, this is you searching out and finding other people that you can do these things with. Now, there's this beautiful trine from your 5th house to your 1st house, and it has Jupiter and Uranus here. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It is seeing the bigger picture, and Uranus is shock and surprise. So right now, who you are becoming and who you are transforming into is changing and evolving on a daily basis. This is having faith in something that you have not seen yet, but you know that's out there. And so this new moon is you taking the time to focus on your creativity, your self-expression. When Mercury does station direct the very next day, your communication with your loved ones or romantic partners, it's going to improve significantly, and it's going to give you this opportunity to go in and finish old projects that you were working on and to look to start new things for the future. Some things that bring you great joy, possibly things that you can do at home or that will involve things that are closer to home for you. This will change, and Uranus in your 1st house is unique. It's thinking outside the box. It's creative. It's inspirational. And it is not following tradition, but it's going to the beat of a different drummer. And this is where you need to be focused on you and not following the path of everybody else, and diving into finishing up some projects that you're working on and diving into new things that will bring you great joy as you move forward with. Do it methodically and this is close to home. Like, this is what can I do and connect with others, and finding a new group that I enjoy doing these things with. Neptune opposite is maybe somebody does not want to support you on that, and you may have to find other groups. But Neptune's also going to offer you the support of, I know I can do this. I don't need to follow that person. I need to strike out and do things on my own. Saturn is there, and Saturn is, look, put in the practice and you can make anything happen. If you want to have a creative project and turn it into a side gig to make money, this could absolutely happen with this energy to move forward with. So good luck with that, Taurus, and I would love to hear about your thoughts in the comment section down below. So for Gemini Sun and Gemini Rising, this lunation new moon is occurring in your fourth house of home. And so a new moon in the fourth house of home has the focus on your home, your family life, and about resolving anything that's been like misunderstandings or anything that's going on. Leo, the sun rules your third house. So this could be dealing with neighbors or siblings, your aunts, your uncles. And this is you. The third house is about communication and writing, but it's also about like your general home area. It's your relationship with those that are close to you, about where you live. Now the sun, I'm sorry, that was the sun. The moon rules your second house. This is your thoughts and your feelings. This is like internally how you feel. And this is to improve your self-esteem. This is cash and property. But the second house is a reflection of what you need in order for you to feel safe and secure. And so what are you working on at home in order for you to feel safe and secure? There is this opposition to Neptune at the top of your chart. Neptune at the top of your chart with your career is possible. There were misunderstandings or some things that were going on, possibly with authority figures, and having to, possibly your words were misconstrued or taken out of context. And now you having to focus on, I need to revamp some things and clear the air on any misunderstandings that I have from work, from home, and in my daily interactions. There is this beautiful trine with Uranus and Jupiter in your 12th house as a support. Uranus is think outside the box, and it's the stroke of genius. It's not following tradition. And Jupiter is seeing the bigger picture, having faith in something else that's out there. And so the 12th house is where you go alone. It's where you meditate. It's where we spend time in isolation. It's our the 12th house is where we do shamanic work. It's our hopes, not our hopes, it's our dreams, it's our intuition, it's the spiritual realm, it's the subconscious mind. And so you going within, knowing what to say, how to say it, who to connect up with in order to clear the communication, so it will improve your self-esteem, your self-confidence from your second house moon, and the need for security. And the sun with your written communication, your travel, and everything that has to do with your siblings and your networking that's at home. So I would love to hear about how this resonates with you in your chart. And Gemini, please keep me posted on what is going on with you. All right, Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising. This new moon lunation is occurring in your third house. So the third house for you represents your communication style. It's about your relationship with siblings, it's your neighbors, it's travel, it's everything that's close to home. It's also writing, it's about your neighborhood, it's your environment that is close to where you are. Now, this new moon is going to be having you reevaluate your thought patterns. It's the way that you are communicating. And when Mercury stations direct, it's going to be supporting any financial planning and stability that you have. The sun rules your second house of self-worth, cash, property, things that you need in order to feel safe and secure. The moon rules you, your intuition, your dreams, your home, your family unit, your the moon rules. It's about traditions, and it's about memories and dreams, and because you're very, very intuitive. Now, what's the opposition is Neptune. Neptune is in your ninth house. So there was some problem between Neptune and Saturn. And this was with authority figures or people taking either credit for what you've said or done or misconstruing some of your words. Or this could be you misconstruing or confusing. Remember when Mercury was retrograde, all of this was in opposition in between the Saturn and Neptune. So this is now an opportunity to clear up what was said, clear up and correct. There is this beautiful trine from your third house to your 11th. Now, Uranus is here and Jupiter. Uranus is the planet of inspiration and think outside the box and be creative. Jupiter is this gaseous planet that it's about luck, and it's the great benefic in the sign of Taurus, your 11th house. So your 11th house is where you have these hopes and wishes and dreams and things that you want to accomplish, and Jupiter puts you in touch with the right people, places, and things in order to make these things happen. Uranus is, I didn't think about that. I didn't realize that. It like provides this shocking moment or this unique opportunity. So you're going to have this opportunity to clear up any of the problems that you had with miscommunication or your communication style from when Mercury was retrograde, and to go back and finish these projects that were started, and to set aside time for these new moon intentions of, I need to finish this book, I want to journal with this. This will be a time where I want to start something new that has to do with writing, journaling, communicating, sharing with others your thoughts and your ideas, and like it's your work, but it's closer to home, and it will have to deal with improving your self-esteem. It's about your voice being heard and you feeling secure about what you are doing, following your intuition. Remember that this new moon, it's going to guide you to reevaluate your thought patterns and your communication style, in which you might need to adjust it depending on who you are sharing with or who you are talking with. When Mercury stations direct, you're going to be focusing on financial planning and how you can be solid and stable for the future. So good luck with that, Cancer, and I would love to hear about your thoughts in the comments below. All right, so for Leo Sun and Leo Rising, this new moon lunation is occurring in your second house. Now, the second house is the house of cash and property, self-worth, things that you value. This can be people that you value. These are things that you hold near and dear to your heart. And this is enhancing your self-worth, your financial situation. Remember that the sun rules who you are. You are the Leo, wanting your voice to be heard, wanting to feel secure and stable as you are seen in the public. The moon rules your 12th house, Cancer, and this is your intuition, your dreams. The 12th house is the subconscious. And so your intuition and following your intuition about where I should go, what I should do, things that I should be following, your dreams and your ancestors coming to you or your spirit guides, and following that guidance. There was this opposite, well, there still is this opposition, but when Mercury was retrograde, the opposition was between Saturn and Neptune. And so now this opposition is just between the new moon lunation and Neptune. So Neptune in the 8th house with Saturn there, this was authority figures, and they were blocking or making things difficult, or your paperwork was not signed correctly, or contracts were not correct. The opposition with Neptune is things were blurry, there were authority figures involved, this was taking your words, using them against you, or things that you're saying or things that you're doing not being what you meant to say, what you meant to do. The second house is how you view yourself, and the opposition was you being judged, but not for what you were really presenting or what you were really saying. people taking things out of context, maybe even gaslighting you. So now you have this opportunity to correct some of those things. There is this beautiful trine with your career. So this is, your voice is now going to be heard as like a voice of authority. Uranus is here. Uranus is about thinking outside the box. Uranus is unique, and where you have this creative, not following the regular routine or following the regular pattern that everybody else does, but it's like outside of the normal. And Jupiter is, shout it from the rooftops, far and wide. Jupiter is about publishing, and Jupiter is religion or spirituality and seeing things that are not there. It's about having this forward vision of what things can be. It's expansive. And so right now there's this opportunity to expand for your financial, like ask for the raise or reevaluate what is your self-worth and what is your financial situation, going after what it is that you want. Use your intuition about when is the right time, how do you word things, because the first house is you. You need to be seen as an authority figure for who you can be, who you really are. Have this voice of being a leader. So let me know how that goes for you, Leo. I would love to hear about your thoughts in the comments below. All right, Virgo Sun and Virgo Rising. This is occurring in your first house of self. I really love this for you because it's kind of like a rebranding or a turning over a new leaf of who you are. The sun rules your 12th house, your dreams, your intuition. It's the spiritual realm. It's the unconscious. It's the subconscious. It's where you go to be alone and to receive messages or to connect with meditation or your spirit guides. Now, the moon rules your 11th house of your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your social circles, what you need in order to move your career forward, or to in order to realize your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. Now, what has been difficult for you was Neptune. There was this opposition between the sun and moon, between when Mercury was stationed retrograde, between Saturn and Neptune in the 7th house. And this was authority figures and things, your words being misconstrued or misunderstandings or contracts not being correct. It had things to do with you and how people viewed you and things of what they were saying about you, or things that were, it was all forms of communication that had to do with you and clients, you and partners, business partners, significant others, you and friends. And so there's still this opposition, but now is going to be this time that you're going to be able to clear it up. This is you focusing on your self-worth and your financial situation. This is going to be a personal new beginning for you. This is going to be you setting intentions for self-improvement as you move forward. Now, Uranus and Jupiter are in your 9th house. This is a beautiful trine. It's earthy, solid, stable. Uranus is think outside the box, be creative, be unique. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion and seeing the bigger picture. The 9th house is of religion and taking classes and workshops. It's connecting with people far and wide. It's also the house of publishing and law. And so you're going to have this opportunity to have this brand new beginning of who you are, how people see you. After Mercury shifts and goes direct, you're going to feel really in sync with yourself, because Mercury rules not only you, but it rules your house of career. And so all of this is going on with you in the outside world, being in tune to your intuition, connecting with people that can make this happen with your 11th house, focusing on your career, saying, I want to travel here. How am I going to connect with these people? If I can't travel there, can I do it through email, phone, Zoom? It's using technology. Remember, being creative and thinking outside the box and working through that opposition of the Neptune and the blurriness with business partners, clients, and significant others. So definitely set those new moon intentions for this personal new beginning, new year for yourself, Virgo Sun and Virgo Rising. So please, I would love to hear about that and how it's working for you in the comments below. All right, so for Libra Sun and Libra Rising, this lunation is occurring in your 12th house. So the 12th house is the house of the subconscious, its dreams, its intuition. It's also the house where we go and we go within. It's the house of rest and recovery and reflection. And so this new moon is about you supporting any work-related issues that may have happened. The sun rules your 11th house of your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, the groups that you connect up with, your relationship with these friends or these social groups of who do you connect up with in order to get where you want to be. It's your relationship with your peers. It's shared creativity. The moon rules your career, your job, your 10th house, your career, your life path, these goals, these things that you want to do. And you have been very busy lately. And so there has been this opposition when Mercury was retrograde that came between your Neptune and Saturn in your 6th house. And that is the house of your daily work, finding balance between work and home. It's the house of where I give of service to others and neglecting my own habits, neglecting going to the doctor or taking time out for myself, exercising, healthy food practices. This is also the house of finding mentorship, and it's the house of pets. And so all of that falls under that umbrella. So now that we have this opposition between these, you wanting to take time out for yourself, needing to take time out for rest and reflection. Now, there's this beautiful trine for when you do set aside that time. The Uranus and Jupiter are in your 8th house of shared resources. Uranus is the planet of unique creativity, think outside the box. It's genius. It's not traditional. It's doing things that are different. And Jupiter is, I can expand this. I can see the bigger picture. And Taurus is just this grounded quality of its finances, its money. The 8th house is your shared resources or the shared contracts that you have with other people, and that you're going to be solid, you're going to be stable. This is the money that comes into you from investments that you've made, or it's from wills or from alimony or child support. And so now as Mercury starts to go direct, this is going to be a time that you're going to say, I have given my all. I've worked on all these projects. I've helped all these people. I have finished up all these loose ends. I now need to take some time out for myself and to refocus on what are my needs. I need rest. I need reflection. I need to be better at articulating my thoughts, my ideas for my hopes, my wishes, my dreams, my goals for my career. And so I can move forward with a pace that's more manageable as you move forward with, it's about better health, mental, physical, spiritual health and well-being, and tuning into what are your internal needs and listening to your body. All right, Libra Sun and Libra Rising. I would love to hear about how this connects up with you in the comments below. All right, so for Scorpio Sun and Scorpio Rising, this lunation is occurring in your 11th house. So a new moon in the 11th house is going to be this big focus on your social connections. What are your new goals? What are your future goals, your dreams, your hopes? What are some new things that you want to do that are all about you? The sun rules your 10th house of your career, your workplace, your goals. It's your job. It's about the legacy, your life path. It's the things that you want to be seen for. The moon rules you and traveling and teaching and connecting with people that are far away. It's foreign travel. It's about cross-cultural experiences. The 11th house is the house of taking classes, and it's also where the student becomes the teacher. It's the house of publishing and a house of graduation. It's a house of diving into spirituality. And so you want to take these two topics and put them into new hopes, wishes, and dreams for you. How are you going to manifest that? Well, there's this beautiful trine with Uranus and Jupiter in your 7th house of partnerships. It's the house of one and one. So it's significant others, business partners, clients. It's your best friend. It's also the house of open enemies. I look at this as Uranus is thinking outside the box. Who do I connect up with in order to help me move forward with my dreams, my hopes? Jupiter can expand this area. Maybe your client base is expanding. Maybe you're expanding in a different area it's about thinking outside the box with what do you want to do for your career, for your job. The 7th house is the house of not just friends, but it's the house where you have these contractual relationships. It's about these social contracts that you have with other people. Now, the opposition comes with Neptune in your 5th house. Mercury, when it was stationed retrograde, was staggering between Saturn and Neptune, taking your words, taking your actions, and blurring some things about. There could have been authority figures. The 5th house is the house of affairs. It's the house of children. It's childlike activities. The 5th house is it's your personal creativity, art, music, and things that you personally enjoy. And so there's still going to be this opposition about this is what I want to do, but these are going to be my new moon intentions. And so who your intentions need to be focused on. Who are you now going to be socially connected with for your future goals? Set new ones. It's okay to abandon things that no longer serve you and say, this is where I need to go. This is what I have this new information. I have this new wisdom. And now I have this connection to new partners or new clients or new significant others, new friends circles that are in my life. And what am I going to do with it? These people can support me with where I want to go. This direct motion of Mercury is going to be clearing up any work-related issues that you had and finishing projects that you were working on. So Scorpio, I'm sending you a big hug, and I would love to hear about how this resonates with you in the comments below. So for Sagittarius Sun and Sagittarius Rising, this new moon is occurring at the top of your chart. I absolutely love this because this is about your career, your public image. This is you being seen in the outside world. I absolutely love this. The sun rules your 9th house of travel and foreign people, places, things, classes, workshops, studying, becoming the teacher. It's about publishing and advertising. It's universities. It's the cross-cultural experiences. The 9th house is the house where you connect to people or you travel to connect with them. It's also the house where you dive into spirituality or religion. And so the moon rules your 8th house. Now, the 8th house for you is your shared resources. It is your, the 8th house is other people's money, it's taxes, it's wills, it's inheritances, it's the house of deep bonding with other people. So this is the contracts that you have with other people and that you share with other people. And how are you using both of these areas of your life to create these new moon intentions for your career, for your public image? What are you doing with these shared resources and the people that you are connected with, these classes and things that workshops that you've either taken or you've dived into, or these connections that you have for higher learning to improve your career and your public image? Now, there's this beautiful trine to your 6th house. The 6th house connects to you with, it's the balance between work and home. It's your daily habits, and Uranus is here. So it's thinking outside the box. Jupiter is the house of, it's the planet of expansion and making everything bigger, brighter, better. It's the Santa Claus of the zodiac. And so the 6th house for you is pets, daily service. It's where we find a mentor. So maybe you're finding a mentor to get you to where you want to be. It's also volunteer work. And maybe I can volunteer here and that will get me connected in a different way. Or this is how I'm going to be of service, how I'm going to give back. The 6th house is also where you take time out to take care of yourself, or you balance. I'm going to work out here and then I'm going to work. It's where you can micromanage yourself and set aside blocks of time to get through with everything that you want to do. And Uranus is saying, think outside the box in order to manifest that and make all those things happen. Now, Neptune is opposing you at home. Remember that when Mercury was retrograde, Mercury was wavering in between Saturn and Neptune in your house of home. This had to do with authority figures, and this had to do with blurring some things, your words being taken out of context, people taking credit for some of the things. This is about gaslighting. This is about things that you want to do at home. Maybe there were contracts that were unfulfilled. Now that Mercury is going to be direct, there's still going to be this difficulty, but now you're going to be able to start to clear up these problems and move forward. So this new moon, definitely highlighting your career, your public image, your life path. It's your legacy. It's how you want to be seen and how you want to be known as. It's your public image. So as Mercury stations direct, you're going to be experiencing less misunderstandings in your relationships, and you're going to be able to move forward with things that you want to do and clear up all these the misunderstandings. It's about the contracts and everything, going through things, and now smooth sailing with you and your public image, you for your career. Definitely set aside time to set intentions for where do you want to go for your career? What do you want to do? What are you focused on? This is a perfect opportunity. So for Sagittarius, shoot for the stars, shoot for the sky, shoot for space. This is like a beautiful, perfect opportunity. So I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. So for Capricorn Sun and Capricorn Rising, this new moon in Virgo is occurring in your 9th house. So the 9th house is foreign people, places, things. It's classes. It's where you dive into spirituality. It's foreign travel. It's publishing. It's advertising. It's where you can, it's legal matters. It's where you can become, the student becomes a teacher. So this new moon is about broadening your horizons and learning through exploration, taking that deep dive and studying things. The sun rules your 8th house of shared resources. This is the contracts that you have with other people. This is taxes, inheritances. This is the house of deep bonding. And so just think about, who do you have contracts with? This is wills, alimony, child support, and money that comes into you, or shared resources that you have with others. The moon rules your 7th house of partnerships. Now the 7th house it's the 1 + 1. You with significant others, you with business partners, you with your friends, you with clients. And so how are you taking these two areas of your life to manifest these, broadening your horizons? Are you seeing new clients? Are you expanding your area of your life with new friends? Are you signing contracts that are going to expand your financial situation? Now, there's this beautiful trine with Jupiter and Sagittarius in your 5th house. The 5th house is the house of joy. It is children, being childlike. It's affairs. It's creativity. It is casual dating. It's gambling. It's music. It's sports, activities. It's anything that you go to do that brings you great joy. And so you are searching out great joy for you. What brings you pleasure? things. And so this is you saying, I need to broaden my horizons in this area of my life. Uranus is the planet of unique, think outside the box, be creative, don't do anything traditional. And Jupiter is, I see the bigger picture, even though I really can't see it yet. I know that there's greater things that are out there. It expands everything that it touches. Now, there is this opposition to Neptune in your third house. When Mercury was retrograde, it was wavering in between Saturn and Neptune in your third house. This was authority and confusion with contracts and getting things done, possibly misunderstandings, or people taking credit for your work, or gaslighting you with using your words against you. And so now you're going to have this opportunity to resolve any of these issues and to shift them and change them and correct them, basically, and to focus on what it is that you really want to do. As a Capricorn rising, it is time for you to break out of your comfort zone and say, I need to explore. I'm ready to learn more. I'm ready to take that class, or I'm ready to teach that class. I am ready to have foreign travel. I'm ready to publish that book. I'm ready to make a plan to take my thoughts and my ideas and put them in writing. I'm going to connect up with specific people because of your seventh house and sign these contracts and have the work published, because that's your eighth house of these shared resources. And Jupiter and Uranus in your fifth houses, dream it. What do you want to do? The fifth house is, this is what I want to do. This is my house of creativity. Be creative and make these things happen. This is your time to manifest those things and move forward, and make sure that you're paying attention to any health or routine related concerns that you have, because Mercury does rule like the sixth house of mental, physical, spiritual health and well-being. And so if things don't bring you joy, you need to be focused on those, because if you don't, it doesn't make you feel good on the inside. So take care of your inside, take care of your outside. Focus on what's bringing you joy, Capricorn. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Aquarius Sun and Aquarius Rising, this new moon lunation is occurring in your eighth house of shared resources. So this is you going deep, looking for these emotional connections and shifting with projects that you may want to be working on. The Sun rules your seventh house of partnership, and this is looking for deep connections with real partnership. This can be business partnership, significant others, marital partners. This is friends. This could also be with you and clients. Remember that the seventh house is the house of the 1+1. It's contractual relationships. It's the house of you with social contracts and promises that you have with other people. The moon rules your sixth house of mental, physical, spiritual health, well-being, mentorship, guidance, where you give of service to others, and it's the house of pets. And so this is, I need to do these things, but I need to feel connected. I need to volunteer my time, but I also need to take care of my body. As an Aquarius, this is having this disconnect sometimes to emotions or feelings. Now, there's going to be this beautiful trine from this new moon lunation to your fourth house of home. Aquarius rules Uranus, or Uranus rules Aquarius. And so this is thinking outside the box, being creative. What do you want your home to look like? Do you want to move? Do you want to stay there? Who is in your home? Is this about exotic pets or how you want to decorate it? Jupiter is thinking outside the box. Do you want to travel? How are you going to make these things happen? What do you want? Your house? Do you want to, is this living in a condo, partnering up with somebody and traveling? with Jupiter and Uranus here, what your home looks like, you want it to be solid, you want it to be stable, but how do you want it to be? How are you using your shared resources to make home be different? Are you checking out things that are closer to home? Are you balancing your home and your work life? Because if you're working from home, you definitely need to have that separation of this is work, this is home. It's a definite separation of those areas of your life. And with Leo here, Leo is taking your partner and let's do this. This new moon, I want you to take time and focus on your physical and your emotional connections that you have with your partners, your business partners, your friends, and clients. And each one of those will have a different level of connection for you. And then focus on some creative projects and some self-expression, the things that you can do either at home with a partner, and that'll help bring you closer to the ones that you are nearest and dearest with. So I would love to hear about how this resonates with you, Aquarius, in the comments below. Please make sure you hit me up. For Pisces Sun and Pisces Rising, this new moon lunation is occurring in your 7th house. This is beautiful because it's going to be highlighting all your partnerships. This is business partners, your significant other, your friends, your one-on-one with clients. This is the house of contracts. So all of that is going to come under like a construction of sort. There's going to be new things starting. It's about communication. And so the sun rules your 6th house of your daily habits. It's the mentors that you find in your life. The 6th house is your relationship with employees. It's where you find a balance between your home and your work. It's your job, it's your workplace. It's the house where you need to make sure that you take care of your mental, physical well-being, and that you don't give everything away and become sick. It's finding a balance. Now the moon rules your 5th house. I absolutely love this because the 5th house is what brings joy to you. And this is family or home or food, or its connections with others. The 5th house is romantic affairs. It can be sports. It can be art and music. It can be children or being childlike. The 5th house and the 6th house, like taking all of these things and saying, I need these things with these partners. How do I find these things with these partners? Now there's this beautiful trine to Jupiter and Uranus in your 3rd house. So the 3rd house is communication, neighbors, things that happen or that are occurring closer to home. The 3rd house is writing and journaling, but it's also siblings and neighbors. And Uranus is think outside the box, get creative. Don't be normal, look for unusual, look for those types. And Jupiter is see the bigger picture. This is the planet that's it's abundance. It's the gift of the zodiac. And so this is the house of what can you do that's closer to home? Who can you connect with? Do you find your connections, like your friends? Do they live close to home? Do your siblings live closer? Is this your relationship with your neighbors? This is a connection that improves how do I bring more joy to my life and not devote all of my life to work. Maybe I am volunteering. Maybe I find a mentor, but all of these things will be closer to home and within like your close neighborhood. Now there is this opposition with Neptune in your 1st house of self. Remember when Mercury was stationed retrograde? This was about authority figures and miscommunication, taking your words, your things that you were saying and things that you were doing, possibly partners or it's the +1 house, or this could have been you taking other people's words and misunderstanding them. It was definitely confusion and authority figures. and it could have been things that you said, things that you did, or your work, your writing. It had something to do with like home or partnerships, and there could have been like all this confusion about, no, I didn't say it like that. Yes, you did. This could be like there was some gaslighting going on, or some credit where credit should not have been due, like you just didn't say it, or maybe they just didn't. This is definitely like where there was miscommunication. And so now there's going to be this opportunity to improve the communication, improve who your words, because this new moon is going to be highlighting your partnerships, your collaborations, it's highlighting your significant other, your friends, and it's your communication within your family, and giving a more harmonious environment for you to work on projects and for your work and for you. So focus on starting these new moon intentions with do the people that you align with, that you sign contracts with, the partners that you have, do they align with who you are spiritually, who you are inside? Because the opposition is you, Pisces. It needs to align with your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your emotions, your spirituality. Pisces is water and it's intuitive. So use your intuition of whether this is good or whether this will not be a good match as you move forward. So use this energy to align with your personal goals, your aspirations, and stay grounded in a practical approach. So I would love to hear about your thoughts in the comments below, Pisces.